guys, it's Casey from Crystalline Designs. I am coming to you with a tutorial using some of my PandaHallSelected items. PandaHallSelected is a crafting website, which part of it is PandaHallSelected and then part of it is just PandaHall. But they're a crafting website. They carry lots of different crafting items at very, very cheap discounted rates. And they contacted me not too long ago and asked me if I would be interested in reviewing their products, and I said yes. So I'm going to be using some of those products. There is a unboxing up on my channel already if you want to refer back to that to see the things I got. But I'm going to be using these crackle glass beads that I had got in that haul. I have a coupon code for you guys. It is, actually, I'll just put it on the screen above. It's a selection of letters. I can never remember exactly what it is, but it's 10% off of your order, and it is good until next June, I believe. So I will put that across the screen as well as in the description box below. And let's dive into this tutorial. So we are going to make this braided bracelet. I used 22 gauge wire on this one. On the one we're making today, I'm going to use 18 and 22 gauge wire. We're also going to make this little dangly pair of earrings to go with our little bracelet. I decided to do this one in gold. This one I did in silver. And I really thought it turned out really pretty. So that is what we are going to do. So I have a length of 22 gauge and 20 gauge wire here. My 20 gauge wire is approximately 1.5 feet maybe, and I measured the same for my 22 gauge, but I folded it in half. So that is what you're going to need to make this bracelet if you are interested in making it. You will also need a couple of links of wire to wrap your beads for your earring, and a head pin or a ball head pin, some jump rings, and an ear wire. For tools, I have my wire straighteners, my flat nose Zerons, my needle nose, my round nose, my clippers. I do have out my crimping pliers, but only because I like the precision tip. And then I have a set of big bail making pliers, and this is just going to be used for the end to make our loop. If you don't have bail making pliers, you can just make a loop around your regular round nose, or you can choose a pencil or a pen or something of that nature to wrap around. So give me just a second, guys. Okay, I'm back. So I just adjusted my camera to get you guys a little bit closer so you can see what's going on. Anyways, this is the previous bracelet, and this is what we are going to make again now. So starting off with my 20 gauge wire, which is this piece here. I'm sorry, it's too long to fit in the screen, but we are going to make a loop at the back. And so I'm just going to put it in my bail making pliers and wrap around like this. And we're just going to go ahead and make a loop for the end of our wire, or our bracelet, I should say. If you need some help coming around that, you can always use your pliers to pinch it shut. And I think I'm going to cut it off right there, actually. So I'm going to come in here with my cutters, going the right direction, hopefully, and just snip this off. I think. There we go. It didn't want to snip. Oh, that is why. Okay, so let me show you what I just did. And I cut my main wire. If you see that. Can you guys see that? So because of the way I had my pliers set, I cut my main wire. So I'm going to have to grab another piece of wire. So give me just a second, you guys. And try not to do that on yours. Okay, I'm back. So I'm going to try and salvage this piece of wire, but I went ahead and I wrapped a loop here at the end, so it's going to look like this. That is just for our clasp to hook on at the end. And for this, we're going to use a selection of beads. We are going to use this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, this one, and this one. So we're going to skip some of these brighter and darker colors. I want it to be more pastel. So these two rows and this pink one down here. And we're going to go in that order. Now next on our bracelet, we need to hook this 22 gauge piece of wire to our 18 gauge piece of wire. It is going to be a tiny bit difficult, especially for me on camera here. It will be less difficult for you at home because you're not working around equipment. But so I had folded this in half. I'm just going to thread my other one into here, and we are just going to wrap it around this base wire as best as you can. And your best bet is to hold on to that end and wrap around your existing wire. Oh, I was off camera, wasn't I? So wrap around this existing wire, coming down as close as you can to the end. And it's okay if this is messy. This isn't the precision part. So here we are. Let me see if I can stretch you this way a little bit because I keep coming back towards me. Okay, so we're left with that. I finally got it hooked around. This is a messing end, but that's okay. And then we are just going to thread on some beads. I usually thread on 3 at a time and then go from there. If I can find the hole to this bead. There we go. So we're going to thread on a bead. Next, we're going to thread on another one. These ones are really light colored, so it's hard to find the hole on them. Okay, so we've got 3 beads on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here. I'm going to slide these ones up, and I'm going to come around with one side of my wire, wrap it around my base wire right there, and pull back. Come with this other side, wrap it around my base wire, and pull back. So you're left with this. So each wire is hugging that. Then a lot of times I will push against this bead and these wires with this bead. And then we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to come around and go around the wire like that. I am going to set these beads out of the way because it's trying to focus on those. So just like this, come around with this side, wrap your base, and pull back just like that. Push down with this one, come around my base wire, and if it gets too high on your bead, you can just kind of pinch it down with your fingernails. Come back around with this wire, and same thing. So this is what we're left with. I'm going to thread on 3 more beads. One, 2. Actually, I'll just thread on the last one too. And so that makes 4. So I am using 7 beads. and we'll continue that pattern all down it. And last time I had to use 3 sets of the 7 beads, so 21 beads essentially. So I'm gonna slide these up again, and we're just gonna go just like we were. Push down with that one just a tad, pull this wire around, come around with this other wire, and pull it around. Then I'm going to push down with this next bead a little bit so it makes that wire tight up against it. Come around, wrap around your base wire, come around, wrap around your base wire. And like say, if it comes in too tight here, you can just push it down with your fingernails. And just continue doing that on down. Just like that. And push down. Come around again. Come around with this one. Just like that. And there is our pattern. I'm going to repeat this 2 more times for my 21 beads. Oops. For my 21 beads, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I've got my 21 beads on here. You can make this bigger or smaller depending on your wrist size. This just happened to be 21 beads was just about perfect for me, and still being able to clasp. I probably could have put 1 less bead on there, but I was okay with 21 beads. So that is what I did here, and this is what it looks like so far. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a looped clasp like this to go into our loop here. So it'll look just like this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably need about 2 inches. So I'm going to measure 2 inches from where my piece ends, which is about here. And I'm going to cut it off there. And then we're going to come in here, and I'm going to have to turn it about halfway, and that might be a little long. All right, and this is why having your straighteners on hand is handy. So I'm going to straighten out the bend I just made because I think it's too close. And we're going to move down a bit. Okay. And you're going to come down here. It is a little too close, so I'm just going to cut off this little bit of extra, which I believe is about there. And we are going to pinch this together. So this is where my crimping pliers are going to come in handy, because it can allow me to put them in a divot like that and pinch this closed. So it looks just like that. And then I'm going to wrap my 2 wrapping wires around this. And again, it can be messy. It's fine if it's messy. I am more of a precision person, so I kind of clean mine up a little bit. Not that it's perfect by any means. I just try to keep my wires a bit tight. And go in a line. And so then I'm going to come around with this other one, and we're going to go over top of that one. And this is just going to keep the ends of your wires together. And then we're just going to snip off after you've got that done. So we're going to snip off the edges of our wires, or the ends of our wires. And so if you'll notice, I was left with quite a bit of extra. So this was 1.5 feet on each side. So I folded it over at 1.5 feet. So you could probably get by with, a foot, honestly. So just keep that in mind if you are not wanting to waste wire. So I'm just going to cut these ends off, and I will keep this wire, but that way I don't waste it. And we're just tucking in the ends that we just cut off so that we don't have any sharp bits. You definitely don't want any sharp bits. Okay, so we're left with this. And you may have to fiddle with it a little bit to get it back straight and not turned. But we're left with this. So now we're going to come back in here with our bail making pliers. We're going to go around that one that we made our original one with and turn it over the edge. Just like that. Yes. And I'm going towards this side. And then with our last little bit here, we are going to create a little bend. So it looks like this. And I'm going to tighten it down a bit around our bail making pliers. And so there is my end. Then I am going to turn it. Sorry, you guys. Okay, I'm back. So when I'm done, how I want to do this is I want this piece to go away from my skin. So I'm going to bend it around my wrist just like this, and bend this piece just like this, and then that gives me sort of the shape I'm going for. And you can, if you have a round object, you can put it around the round object if you want. I just used my wrist, but whatever floats your boat. And then we'll have it just like that. So there is our bracelet. Now we're going to put together a pair of earrings really quick to go with that bracelet. So let me clear up my workspace just a tad. So for the earrings, I did a dangly pair like this, and so I chose to use this bead, and this bead, and in this order. So that is what we're going to do again. I used a ball head pin for the bottom. So this is a pink and teal, sorry you guys, I can't keep hold of it. A pink and teal bead, and we're gonna put it on a ball head pin and wire wrap it. So I am just going to come in here, put my tools there. Let me get this out of the way again. And bend it over top, then come in with my round nose, go up and over the barrel of my round nose. I rotated my pliers like that. I'm sorry, you guys, just leaned on my table. Come around, and then we're just going to, I'm going to turn it because I am right-handed, and then we're just going to wrap this end around until you can't wrap anymore. I usually get 3, but you do however many you want to do. might be able to, oops, I'm sorry you guys. Might be able to fit the rest of this on here. Yep. So this kind of worked out perfectly. My little head pin, or bald head pin. Okay, now we're left with a bead with the wrapped loop. Okay, then we are going to use some wire bits that I had and make our own eye pins, essentially. And that, I'm just using the wire that I used for the bracelet because I wanted the colors to stay the same. So my ball head pins were pretty much the same color, so I went ahead and went with that. So I just went down about, an inch and a half and wrapped it around my pliers, my round nose pliers. And now I'm just going to wrap the end here. And I usually do 3 wraps, so that's probably what I'm going to do. So that's 2. And 3. Now my wraps I see are quite messy right there, so I'm just going to pinch them together. And if you'll see, my loop is a bit lopsided. So for that, I just put my pliers in here, and you want to use the thinnest pliers you can and just turn it. And so it doesn't look so lopsided, although I made my actual wire lopsided there. So there's that. I'm going to cut off this excess here and tuck it around. Sometimes that's actually easier to do once you get the bead on. So then we're just going to thread a bead on and wire up the other side. So we make a little link. So there's that. And I have to straighten out my wire just a bit. Okay. Then I'm going to come in here, bend it over the top of my pliers, and then come in with my round nose pliers to that edge, go up and around the barrel, all the way around over top. So you're left with that. I'm going to rotate my pliers, or not rotate, change hands of my pliers because I'm right-handed. And then I am going to continue wrapping around. And as you can see, I actually have a lot left over on my pieces of wire too. These wires were about 4 inches, so you could probably get away with 2.5 or 3 depending on how comfortable you are with wire wrapping. Now, you can always cut some off, you can't put some back, so sometimes I err on the side of caution and just make sure I know I have enough. I do save these bits though and put them in my stash to use for future projects, because that could be used for a simple loop. And then I'm just going to tuck in the ends so I don't have any pokey bits on this wire. And I'm going to make sure the other one got tucked in too. I don't want any poking. Okay, so then I have one link. Now we just need to make one more. Oh, I lost my round nose pliers. So then we're just going to come around like that. Okay, so we're starting with that. Then we're going to wrap that around our pliers. I am transferring hands because I am right-handed and I need my right hand to wrap. I am going to push this up against my pliers. Come around once, twice, and a third time. Okay, and then I am just going to clip off right here. And actually I'm seeing that I need to pinch that together. So we're gonna clip it off here and push in the pokey bit. Okay, now I'm going to thread on this bead and we will wire wrap this one. So put that at the top of my bead, turn it 90 degrees, come in with my round nose pliers here into the groove and come around. Then I shall transfer hands and wrap. Sometimes I can do this with my hands and sometimes I have to use pliers. It kind of depends. So right now it's trying to wrap over top of the other one, so I have to push it in. Just like that. Then I'm going to cut off this excess. I'll save that piece and push in any pokey bits. So we have no pokey bits. Make sure I got this one pushed in as well. And then my loops have gotten a little wonky. So you just have to put a plier on either side and straighten them out. So I have 2 links and a charm essentially. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm done with my round nose pliers. I'm gonna come in with my chain nose pliers and grab a jump ring. Now I just need to find the hole, or not the hole, the cut. Open that up. So I have an open jump ring. I'm going to thread on my, oh sorry guys, my head pin charm basically. And then the next one was this lighter colored. Thread those on and close my jump ring up. Okay, come in with a second jump ring. And I'm going to, that's my husband. I'm gonna open this jump ring, maybe. Just a second, guys. Sorry guys, I'm back. Okay, so we're gonna come with, again with another open jump ring. We're gonna thread it into the top of that one link that we just finished and add on our last link. Close this up. Try to get it really tight. Okay, and then we have one more jump ring, and I chose to use a post earring. It has a little loop there at the bottom, and that's what I chose to use. mostly because I can't find some of my stuff right now. Some of my stuff is in the garage, some of it's in here, but it's stacked so high I can't find things. So we're kind of just winging it with what we have available right now. Okay, so we're gonna put that on our last jump ring thread on our post as well, and then close that up. There we go. Then we have a cute pair of earrings. They look just like that. I really like them. I think they're very cute. And then we have our bracelet. So this is the one I made before, still with silver wire, but using the same colors. This is our gold one. I honestly can't tell you which one I prefer. I think they both look beautiful, both silver and gold. So I really like that. And then these are our beautiful pair of earrings. I will go ahead and put that coupon code up on the screen for you once again for Panda Hall. Definitely check out their website. They always have sales going on. They have super great deals. So definitely check that out. And that coupon code should be good for about a year, till next June, I believe. So go ahead and use that coupon code, and I will have it in the description box as well as on the screen. And we shall see you guys on the next video. If you like this stuff, this kind of content, please like and subscribe and hit that bell button so you know when I upload future videos. And we will see you next time. Bye guys.